What's up, guys? Back with another episode of Barbells and Banter. We have Jess in the house again for another episode, so expect to see Jess on a little more frequently now that she's got a little more time. Now that she's got U-Strong off its feet, up and running. She's been working really hard over there. Today we talked about our photo shoot recap, and just our own personal experiences as well as like across the business with our clients. We talked about body image. We talked about, some of the feelings of pushing the body size and, what happens when when you go through phases like that, and then the flip side of that kind of moving into a cut. It was a really big chat. We got a female and a male's perspective on it. Then we talked about compliments in the gym, maybe how to give a female a compliment, make her feel comfortable about it. Maybe if you are interested in someone in the gym, like possibly how to go about it. We definitely talked about a lot of how not to go about it. So listen to that. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you guys want to talk about next. Get some questions in. I did have a lot of questions. We didn't get through any of them because we just got carried away. Get yourself a copy of the Fat Loss Cheat Sheet on the website. Everything you know to stay and get shredded as fuck. And enjoy the episode. Yeah, I read this thing that as a dog gets older, it gets grumpier, and then it said just like humans. I was like, all right, Nav and I are like similar aged, like dog years and like human years. And I'm like, we can just be grumpy together, bro.
Yeah. It's fine. You just tip over the hill as it like his 7. Over 2 years for him, it's like 14 years of development. And you're just like 2 years is enough of life for me.
Yeah,
I'm fucking done.
Both of us is getting the shits with everyone.
Maggie's like, she just turned 6 a couple weeks ago. She is like grandma territory. Yep. This bitch will like growl at you if you're doing something that she doesn't like from the other side of the room. She's like a dragon now. I'm like, why are you like this?
I hope Mav never gets there, but
she'll let Parker literally rip like at her. Like,
you put her in grandpa pajamas?
Excuse me? That dog will crawl into my bed. She is a bag of elbows. This dog is so bony. She'll crawl into my bed and cuddle up against me. But she doesn't like when anything moves when she's sleeping. So if I move at night, she'll growl. And I'm like, and that's when she's cold because she wants to cuddle up next to me, which I love, but I also don't sleep very still.
Yeah.
So then I put jammies.
It's even energetic when she's asleep.
Yeah, I'm fucking
can't stop moving.
I'm throwing hands.
24 hours a day. It's just cutting shapes in your sleep.
Guys, I sleep talk as well. Does that surprise anyone?
Not like, at all.
Daddy, turn it off.
Fucking hell. It's so
like,
funny.
The earbuds go in. It's like, what are they for? Nothing.
Just playing sleep sounds.
Yeah, now I realize why no one reacts when I'm on like Zoom. You guys just mute me like every time I'm talking. It's fine. It's like your only reprieve.
It's the volume buttons.
Yeah.
From
Correct.
50 to 10.
Yeah. Literally.
So you haven't felt any of the brunt of your deficit yet?
No.
Or
No. I got a little bit.
Loving life, still getting shredded and energetic. Good on you, man.
But that's the start, right? Like, that's the start. It's fun. Like, my weight dropped a little bit. My waist came in. It's like God complex day every day. The body dysmorphia hasn't hit yet. So that's coming in the next 3 weeks.
Better than everyone.
Like, I've taken...
Bigger than you. I'm leaner than you.
You guys
better than you.
You guys think this is hard? This is easy.
Yeah.
And I'm still like strong. And I'm like, this is so much fun.
What a time to be alive.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the God complex is real right now.
Has your strength dropped off at all?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah, neither.
It
I haven't
shouldn't.
pushed
Like,
that much.
Oh,
I had a
okay.
look this morning. I was like, I've only lost 3 kilos.
Yeah.
So if I've lost strength in the gym, it's like you're being a bitch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
Like-
scale is everything, and you're
Yeah.
a failure, obviously.
Well, of course. Yeah. I got into 83s this morning, so I've regained some credibility. Is that what I'm looking for?
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was wild.
Hey,
Yeah.
There's only 20 kilos difference between us.
do you think you'll get any lower?
I think I'll get to 80.
How does that make you feel?
Sad.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging on to being able to say I lost 20 kilos.
You don't look low 80s.
Thank you.
So there you go.
Thank you. Matt said that too. And I was like, okay. It's like, you fucking look way heavier than that.
Yeah. I
Thank
have
you so much.
I have the
Merci,
same
sir.
apprehensions
Yeah.
for a potential pursuit maybe happening.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
you'd be
like-
under, right?
Well, I'm going to try to.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's my feelings.
Yeah.
I don't even have clothes for that.
Fuck. Yeah,
Oh no, Jason has to buy clothes. That's not.
well,
That's not like you.
well, it's like a temporary thing though.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, do I just?
I'll buy them off you when you're done.
I was gonna say I'll have them.
Awesome. All right, settled.
She's gonna pay, so just give them to her.
All right. Ben's like, I'll have them. You're like, I'll buy them. So I'll just buy some. I'll just go to Uniqlo and buy a under 80 kilo wardrobe.
Yeah.
For
Okay, don't worry.
I'll get a whole wardrobe for $100.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how we had
It's not going to work. I'm going to buy some shit.
We
Yeah,
had that
of course.
slide of like, why the fuck would you listen to me?
Yeah.
So I've got 40 kilos of weight gain on there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, in the back of my head, it's like, it's okay if you get to 80 kilos because then you can flex and say you had a 20 kilo weight loss journey. Yeah.
Nice.
20 kilos.
Yeah. It was
How long? 2 years?
Last comp's 2021.
Oh, 4.
Yeah.
Fuck, I haven't even had a 20 kilo weight loss journey and I had a kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found that
That's
I
full on.
went looking for old pictures yesterday.
Yep.
Large boy.
I lost 10 in 12 months.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah,
I did that.
I did the first 10 real quick.
Yeah.
And I stayed at 90 for like 2 years.
Yeah, when I was on the hot cross bun diet.
Yeah.
Oh, we remember Jason.
I haven't had a hot cross bun since.
Oh, please don't start thinking about
No,
them
I don't
now.
desire it. No, I've got different addictions right now. It's just there's just one addiction to another. Like,
But that's the way life works.
yeah, I'd like to say that it's healthy, but it's not.
As long as you're happy, you're not even happy. It's fine.
I'm pretty happy when I'm in the shower and I walk out into the mirror. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
And in the gym, it's
About
pretty
10
happy.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Nah,
happy.
to be fair, I make this sound awful. It's actually really fun.
I'm really happy at the end of my gym session. Less happy at the start because you're flat.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I look skinny.
Yeah. Don't have that
Then you
problem.
get a pump in veins. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah, I have this like sad. This is just twisted inside into my mind. So, because it takes a little bit longer for my midsection to lean out, like I literally have like striations and veins in my chest.
Yep.
And even today, I was just like, "You're still fat." I was like sitting there, like, "Oh, this is cool," and then you just avert the eyes below the sternum. I'm like, "Fucking hell, bro! When is this gonna happen?" Insight
really-
into a bodybuilder.
You really just want to, I guess if you're going to compete, not so much, but like general life, it'd be nice to hold body fat, like maybe in your legs.
Yeah. Even just the back.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah,
'Cause,
because
like,
your
no
back
one
just looks big, right?
Yeah, because no one cares unless
Don't say that.
no one cares unless you're a bodybuilder.
Don't say that.
Yeah, well, that's
It's
true.
like my back's the leanest part of me.
Yeah, well,
People have to
no, but
have to care.
the
Jason.
average person, the only people that care are bodybuilders.
Fuck.
Is it just like
Oh, cool.
no one knows to look where the parts that men typically hold,
Yeah.
or like people and they're like if you look at a back, it's just a big back.
Yeah.
No one cares about the detail. Only bodybuilders do.
Fuck it.
Soz, bro.
Right. Team lean back. I haven't taken a photo of the front of me for a very long time, so it's fine. It's fine. Me and my halters will be sitting in this camp over here.
It's all side shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all side shots. Like there's
Yeah.
a waist here, there's a back here. Front on. You don't need front on. Why do you want front on? You creep. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. So Wednesday when you were like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
So this shows the extent that I wasn't okay. So I drove home, and then for some stupid reason, I felt the need to mow the lawns. So the lawns were like this high, and I did that, and I had a shower, and Mav was like lying on the bed, and I just like my phone was next to my bedside table, and I just grabbed it and I sat on the bed, and then I put my head on the pillow, and I went, I'll just sit here for a minute, and I woke up like 90 minutes later.
Jesus.
Like Mav was like sprawled out on Steph's side, like his balls in the air, like just having a great time, and we both just out.
Aww.
So that shows you the extent of how okay I was.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
not-
cute though.
It was not okay.
Yep. Mav's balls in the air. That's so cute.
He just like sleeps on his back. It's the
That's
best.
so gorgeous.
Yeah, he was having a great time.
He's too big to be floppy. Like,
Yeah,
but he is. He's just
Yeah.
this little.
he can get into like a small position, but then like if Steph's not there, he's just like, "This is my side."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live here now.
Mm. Well, how was the photo shoot for you guys?
Mad. Yeah.
Loved
yeah,
it.
maybe we'll go as a coach, maybe personally, because we kind of
Yeah.
participated.
As a coach, really cool. So I had one person really push for it.
Yep.
Which was cool. It was like almost like a semi-comp prep was the idea, and came in really, really good.
Awesome.
Gave us a good idea of where she's at, and then the other guys, which is also as cool, just trained.
Yep.
And then just showed up the same way that they train.
Yeah.
It's like to be able to just get in front of a camera, how you look day in, day out and look great.
Yeah.
Was really cool. So, yeah, it was exciting to... I think the last couple of photo shoots have only had like 1 or 2 here and there. So it was nice to have a big... I think I had
group.
5, including the coaches. So, yeah, it was cool to have a full team, especially coming off 6 powerlifting competitors. It's like, yeah,
good diversity.
Got both, which is really cool. But yeah, the day was sick. Like, obviously we had a couple of guys from Standout as well. We had everyone sort of come in and be like, you could tell they were nervous, especially ones that hadn't done it before.
Oh.
Even the ones that had done it before
The
were still just like,
yeah,
hi. Like,
body language is just
yeah. And almost within, I think we did the RDLs first. Within a set or 2 of those, everyone was just like, oh, I know how to lift weights. And like,
that's it.
That's it.
Just lift the weights.
It's like, we're just going to talk and lift weights.
Lift the weights, train hard.
Yeah.
So the shots are good.
So that was really cool. And then like I put in the post last night, just like the culture that we have at the moment is sick.
Yeah.
Just that idea of like, I would have hung out with everyone there.
Yeah.
Which is a huge credit, I think, to where we're at as a brand.
I would have got an ice long black with anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on the ice long black train.
One sweet.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
You can't drink your calories, bro.
This basic bitch did not get an ice long black with me yesterday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have that. It was cold.
Yeah. That's it.
I got an ice long black when I left.
You're such a princess, honestly.
He decided that 100 calories was worth it, all right?
Yeah. And it fucking was. I did get an ice long black on my home though.
Excellent. I love that.
Because it was hot then. The sun was out. Ice long blacks are only when it's sunny.
False.
Incorrect.
Also.
Incorrect. Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. Just like literally everyone there was people we would hang out with.
Yeah, it was good.
Which, yeah, I think makes a really big difference to a really good day.
What about you, Jeff? Your feedback?
Yeah, it was so much fun. Like, I don't know. I always like feel so happy when you guys are at Muscle City as well, because I'm like, oh, it just adds like so much more like sentimental value to the place.
Wholesome.
Like, yeah, I love it.
Just my home.
Last year I had like a group of 10 doing the photo shoot.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot.
They came off the preseason, yeah?
Yeah. Which flex, like, of those 10, 6 are still clients. So
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Turned out all right.
But yeah, I had like 4 that were my own. And then Jess had a couple in my group as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know, like a couple of them had done it before. So it was like Mel and Jess that hadn't done it before. I have to drag her by her hair to photo shoots, but she still comes every time, like, which is great. Kirst prepped for it. So we did like one final push.
She was great.
So shredded, man.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get her in here to talk about some stuff one day, I reckon.
Yeah.
But so she
that'd be cool.
She did really, really well. So we got to 75 kilos down.
That's insane.
Before her big neck.
It's a fucking person, and that's not a little person.
It's
an
It's
average sized human.
So
lost.
You know the cool part? The cool part is, so obviously she's gotten insanely stronger. Like, this bitch pulls over 200 kilos.
Yeah.
And she had like just like 130 she deadlifted when we met, which was like, she's like Hungarian and Cook Island. Like, Kirsty's been strong since she came out of the womb. Right? Like,
Yeah.
And our first year together, she lost 30 kilos. Yeah. And in every year after that, she's lost 10 kilos each year. And she's sat in maintenance for 3/4 of the year.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so this was the final push before her big next chapter, which is hers to talk about. And yeah, so Kirst prepped for it. I had Mel that's like, she was like peak bulk. Like, she's 18 weeks out of her powerlifting comp now, so things are like starting to come in a little bit. But she's like, I really want to do this and celebrate it.
Fuck
so
yeah, why not?
Yeah. And
that's good, man.
it's been so much like
hard to rock up at a personal level.
And
when you're feeling big and whatever. It's like props to showing up.
Yeah. And she like really, really enjoyed it. And like,
that's awesome.
It's so, you've had like both extremes. Dee's been in a bit of a deficit. Jess has been like maintaining because she's only like 4 weeks out of a comp now.
Yeah.
So yeah, like everyone at different stages, and they were all just like, fuck it, like this is so much fun. So yeah, it always, and the messages you get as soon as the photo shoot ends are just my favorite thing in the world. Like, yeah.
It's such a good tone like that we set. I feel like where it's just, you can just come no matter what.
Correct.
I'm really excited for you and I. Well, maybe not you. Because I think your plans have changed slightly. To do the April one, like bulked.
Yeah.
Like on the way up.
Possibly will not be bulked.
Yeah, I understand. So I'll fly the
I'll
flag
be
for us
even
all.
more shredded.
It's fine.
Well, it was.
But I think
I actually can't wait to do that one now.
it'll be cool to like set the standard of like
I
I did this one lean, now I'm doing this one still big, like bigger.
Yeah.
And then November again will be probably leaner.
Yeah.
Like
I'm 4 kilos up on our last photo shoot.
yeah.
I
You
like.
just rocked up.
Yeah.
Straight.
So I like. Okay, it was literally like a week and a half into a deficit. So you're not.
Supermodel diet for 15 days.
She ate nothing but chicken breasts
Yeah.
and drank water.
And ice cubes.
Protein water turned into ice cubes.
Now, what's that old like? It's like the Vogue diet. It's like a couple of eggs, a cigarette, a glass of like wine. I'm like, yeah, that was it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I can tell how people
Sounds
like got into that trap.
sounds
though.
like the INBA in that 2010.
Yeah. It's like every time I
A
smoke
little bit of
this
nicotine, a
cigarette.
little bit of protein,
I tell you what, that's very similar to my diet right now.
a little bit of nicotine. You reckon,
Not a little bit, a lot.
Jason's gonna be turning around like a little cheeky one.
I'm like a fucking steam train at the moment. It's funny, every bodybuilder I talk to, they're just like, yeah, bro, we all vape in prep.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
No, but it's not an addiction unless you want to call it that.
Too scared to open that door.
Yeah, don't.
Same.
It's-
No,
I'm
no.
fucked up.
Literally, I was like, the amount of times I've been like, I just want to try it. I'm like, I can't do it because I know that I
Tastes
will
like
not stop.
Awesome.
It tastes like horse.
Yeah.
We don't condone the use of vape.
Yeah, I think like I've had a box of the gum
You're
for
an adult. You can do it.
ages.
Yeah.
I think the taste is enough for me to be like, I have to really want it.
Yeah, the hardest part of the gum is it runs out too quick.
Yeah.
But you can just sit and just have a hit when you feel hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't need it when it tastes really good.
Yeah,
and
it's not good.
Very
It's not good.
accessible.
I mean, I can just, once it's over, I said to Steph, once the calories go up,
Yeah. It's
the thing
done.
goes in the bin.
Yeah.
That's what they all say.
And mark my words, when this man wants to stop anything, he will stop it.
There'll be an intervention
Yeah.
on the podcast if we need one.
Like, why do I feel so sad?
I had this conversation literally this week because like Matt had mentioned it. He
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I told Jason I'd give up too. He was just like too embarrassed to do it in front of me because I don't, so he just wouldn't.
Right.
And then, so
Yeah,
he
we
just,
had a good confession together the other day.
That's
Like, wait,
hilarious.
you do it? You do it?
yeah. So he just like
It's like, yes, I'm a bodybuilder too.
literally in the depths of prep, like yeah, he would.
Yeah.
But then like after he got back from prep, he was like kind of sometimes, but then like didn't want to in front of me because I just didn't. I was like, I don't judge, I just don't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
And then he's like, I threw them all away, blah, blah, blah. And then he looked at me, he's like, maybe that's why I've been shitty for like 3 weeks now. Maybe I got withdrawals.
Fuck,
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Maybe.
What did you think, Jace?
Yeah, the day was great. Didn't get off to the greatest start because we had cold showers because my whole water service.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so the week
Just trying
leading
to tighten the skin before you...
You know what's funny? When I was in the shower, I was like, "Fuck! I wonder if that'll work." Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, "I wonder if that like fucking it tightens you up."
Acutely for about 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it shrivels everything. Yeah, the week leading in sucked.
It's not that kind of photo shoot.
My rib came out and that cooked me for like 3 days, and then I got a migraine on the Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, this is not the best approach into the you know." And then the morning of, like, the hot water service died, so I was like, "Okay." And
Stress.
we had guests at our house, like
Stress
Jackson and
high.
Kayla were like staying home. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Sorry." And like I looked at the hot water service and I'm like, I don't know, what's like fucking opening the hood of a new car? I'm like, I don't know.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it looks good. And like everyone kept saying like, oh, check the pilot light. I'm like, brother, it's electric. Like,
Yeah.
there is no pilot light. It's like, don't pretend like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But that's
Anyway.
the only answer to a hot water service.
Yeah.
Like the pilot lights
Yeah,
out.
it's like maybe
if it's
30
not-
years ago.
If it's not that,
Me and my ancient ass house, like having to in the middle of winter when the wind is really bad, and it's like in a wind tunnel because your hot water system's always on the side of your house.
Correct.
It would be like pouring rain in the middle of winter, me sitting out there with a fucking lighter, like like in the rain.
So I remember I opened this box, right? So we've got this like electric box and it heats up the water. Bro, this thing looked like the power unit off a Formula One car. I took it off and I was like, yeah,
I'm gonna put that back on.
I actually laughed. I was just like, haha, and just put it back on. So yeah, not the best start, but yeah, the day was fun, man. I cheekily organised this whole event, and then everyone kind of just got in on it and picked the date because I just needed something for my guys to focus on after the shows.
Yeah.
So that was cool to obviously try and give them something to work towards to hold for a bit.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's worked really well. And then everyone else kind of just jumped in on top of that. So it was good it was fun, man. To have them all walk in and like look great and stand together. I was like, this is awesome.
The bodybuilding team was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was good to
Some pretty fucking impressive physiques.
Yeah, it was nice to sit back and just have them all together. And I'm like, fuck, this is pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same thing. Like they were so nervous. Like some of them were nervous. Like the guys that are competing and stuff, they were fine. They're like, I've been up on stage with my jocks.
Yeah.
But like a few of them that had never done it before, you could just tell they're real nervous. And I was just like, it's all good, man. Like don't worry. And they're like, oh, can I go do this first? I'm like, yeah, man, go for it. Like just come back,
Yeah.
And yeah, just over the hour, they were just getting more and more relaxed. And then even to the point where like two of my guys like afterwards like just started filming content.
Yeah,
and whatever, and they're like, "Oh, we don't get to do this at where we live because it's frowned upon.
Yeah,
and you can't flex, and
you
can't take videos of you working out and stuff." And then there was like some guy there who had a camera, and he was just like, "I just do this for fun," and he just started taking pictures of him. And the photos are good. Like he followed me on Instagram and shit. And he's like, "You ever need anything, man? Let me know." And I'm like, "Oh, we've got our own media guy," but I'm like, "It's still good to know."
That's sick.
And then they got some more shots, and they're like, they're like, "Oh, this was so good." It's so cool to do that. So I think cultivating a culture like that where it's like it's totally fine to celebrate your fucking hard work and your body, man. Like
you should.
Yeah, it's like working in a place or operating in a place where that's not a vibe is just like so shit. I don't even know how else to describe it. It's like everyone should have the ability to feel great and show it off.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And be proud of it,
Yeah.
So that was great, man.
The posing at the end. Well, I was like, we're going over to the spot. And you're like, I don't care. Let's do it here. And I was like, this is shirt off time. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And then we did obviously the singlet. And then you were convinced the shirt was coming off. And I was like, I didn't even think about it at the time. But now think like to stand in the middle of the dumbbell area.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, shirt's off. Let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, 12 months ago, that wouldn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's like a huge, like...
I didn't want to do it in the private gym 12 months ago.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't... Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah.
I think, like, as, like, obviously I work with women exclusively and, like, constantly talk about body image on social media. Like, it's one of my, biggest topics that I'll talk about. Yeah. It's been really cool to get to know both of you as, like, friends and colleagues and athletes. Oof. And... Oof. Yes. I will make your heads a lot bigger. We're going to have to adjust those headphones very soon. No, it's been... and being closer with males, because, like, truthfully, like, I don't have a lot of close male friends. So, like, getting closer, I'm really getting to know, like, your inner workings and watching your growth over the last couple of years and across the photo shoots. Like, we were just saying, we've done, like, 6 or 7 since I started working here. Yeah. And in, 3 different states, 4 different cities, like, all of this stuff. And for you guys at Muscle City to be like, take your shirt off. Or no, I'm going to go back one. For you guys to have committed to your deficit as heavy as and compliant as you have, the last 2 years, like, it's been, you guys have, like, gone into cards. But this, you were, like, fucking locked in. Yeah. And that's why I would bully you in the middle of the gym floor and be like, take your shirt off. Because you should fucking celebrate that. And it's never going to be good enough for you. It's never. It's never going to be good enough. But in next April, when you're peak bulk, you're going to be like, I want to be Ben in the middle of Mustard City looking like that again.
Yeah,
I can't believe I was worried about weighing close to 80 kilos.
Yeah.
Right?
Saturday was like the first time I actually felt comfortable. Like I
Yeah.
just felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've never felt that way.
That's
It's amazing.
crazy.
I was
Yeah.
like,
I'd say the same.
I was just like, every shot looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything. I was blown away at that. Like,
Yeah.
because normally I'm like, I walk in, I'm like, like we always could do it with another month. Always, even now. But most of the time I was like, I'd be like, this isn't as good. It's not. Like, it's still a bit shit.
Yeah.
So it was a nice feeling to kind of go in and go, no, I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
And
like Jess said, especially for you, like how dialed in you were.
Yeah.
It's the stack of proof thing, right? It's like I've done the work.
Yeah. So it was fun.
I think as well, there's a lot of discomfort in someone else taking the photo and not having your tripod set up where you usually would, not holding your camera the way you usually would in the mirror, and like those sort of things, and like knowing that Tam might be coming from a different angle, but still doing the thing and still loving the shot.
Still have that. I still have those apprehensions.
Yeah, of course.
like once they come out, because it's like, in
Yeah.
a video you can basically just pick the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it. Like, I hope I put it together at the right time.
Yeah.
Of course. But
Yeah.
it's
Was my stomach pulled in on that side chest?
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
wild to me that you're like, obviously, like you're comparing yourself to people that are on stage because there are endeavors, and that's like the world that you're in. But when you're like, like midsection's still fat, and I'm like, I'm counting your abs and I can see your obliques.
Yeah, it's a tough standard to hold myself to. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I got to rein that in a bit.
Yeah.
But I get it,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to tell you that as you are is perfectly fine. No, you want to be better, so continue to do the good thing until you get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
But right now, where you are, I've never seen you in this condition.
Yeah,
So it's
I
like,
understand.
stop and celebrate where you are right now,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
last year, if you could see yourself right now, you'd be like, all right, you're all right.
Yeah.
Such a
Okay.
relative term, like fat. And like I see heaps of people get shitty with, particularly female space, like influencers that'll be like, I'm so fluffy right now. And it's like they still look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Which someone who is 5 kilos, 10 kilos body
yeah.
fat higher than that's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
But
But still their own
that's
feeling
the standard that they're comparing themselves to, is either themselves leaner or whatever.
I'll interject on one thing here. There's a very big difference between Jason talking about his body fat percentage versus an influencer saying she feels fat. Jason doesn't feel
Yeah.
an emotion. Fat is not an emotion for Jason.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just you are or not.
Yeah.
That is,
I think-
fat is a relative term to your body composition.
Yeah.
there's
Whereas
it's
to
subjective.
correct.
The feeling is the thing. Yeah.
And I battle with it a lot as well. Like having, bodybuilding on this circle that's close to me, and then being in the female only training space. Like I'm very particular about my language, but I don't princess about it either. Like I'm not going to not say something because I don't feel it.
yeah.
Or I don't think it. Like it's, there's enough people that are that protective over there, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the biggest difference is that.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fluffy at the moment. You're feeling something that has nothing to do with the way you physically look and your body fat percentage.
Yeah.
And that's the problematic thing that you are talking about.
Yeah.
Whereas, you being like, I'm still fat. You're talking about your,
I still have body fat to
Yeah,
lose.
this is
more
the
what I'm trying to
standard.
say.
That I
Correct.
hold. This is the standard that I hold, and I'm not there.
and you're not
Therefore-
hiding,
Yeah.
not hiding the fact that you are trying to lose as much body fat as possible. Whereas the women that talk like that, the influencers that talk like that online, tend to have these really big body composition goals and hold themselves to a certain standard, but are living this false reality where they're acting like it's not as important as it is to them.
Or they act
Yeah.
like they're way more body confident than they are.
Correct.
Like,
and that's
they're
where
trying to put on the facade that they have the power and the mindset and they love their body, and then they every now and then will just slip up and say something that's a
Absolutely.
little bit confusing to the people that are following them.
Yeah.
It's a tough.
I
Space.
really battle with it. Like this year, having gone through all my health issues for 4 or 5 months and deliberately gaining weight. Originally, it was like as soon as my food went up, I gained like 3 kilos straight away.
Yeah.
But then that like held off, and it only went up 1 kilo after 4 months.
Yes, like food volume, muscle
correct.
As it
glycogen,
should, yeah.
fluid.
I
like,
was sick. Like I was so
Yeah.
fucking inflamed. It was ridiculous.
Absolutely.
But like, that held off and straight away it went up, but it stayed and it didn't move.
Yeah.
If it stayed going up at that rate, I would have
That's
been
a
doing
problem.
something wrong.
That's a problem.
Right. But I felt like I was like a fraud because I felt so poorly about myself, but I was still confident in my body. But there were days where I was like, oh, I cannot be seen in a sports bra. So I still try to talk. I literally did it yesterday on my story, just being like, fucking size up in your clothes. Keep weighing yourself. It's like exposure therapy. Keep taking the fucking photos. Like, it's not going to matter.
That works. Like that exposure therapy thing.
Yeah.
Just keep weighing yourself.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 months ago, like 6 months ago, I would never have taken my shirt off.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
And like
100%.
anywhere. Even Jackson was like, I never see you with no clothes on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah,
come away with us, bro.
Well, only to the people closest to me.
To be
I
fair,
swear, if my friends are watching this, like, I can't go into detail, but yeah,
to be fair, he does actually usually have a singlet on. Just pants are really optional.
just step ones. But yeah, it's definitely, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. Because now I'm like, even when I look back at when I started my progress photos and the posing and stuff, and I was like, not in great shape for me, in my opinion, for myself.
Yeah.
But I still did it. And then the more I do it now, it's like, even if I ever push the body weight back up in a growth phase, like, I'll still do it.
Yeah.
Which I think is great because you get to document the change, which is a great thing to do, because if you don't change a lot, your body weight doesn't change much, or you just live by the scale and die by it, you need to have something else to reference to keep you in check.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
I think, it's a bit of acceptance as well. Like, if you see yourself in the mirror enough, or you put yourself in that environment enough, it's just like, oh, no one actually cares.
And that's it too.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck what you're doing.
It was years ago now, but I went to a corporate Christmas party because I trained a bunch of the guys. All of them were over 40. Some of them pushing 50. None of them had abs, put it that way.
Yeah.
Or like would look impressive in a singlet. And it was at a house with a pool. I think it was only like one other guy didn't go in the pool, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
My client's like, how come you didn't? I'm like, I just didn't really want to take my shirt off. He's like, fucking what? Like, have a look who's around you. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just not at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, that's wild.
Yeah.
Thinking about that now, it's like, yeah,
that's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's
that's like
deep, like,
and you would totally jump in now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. When you think about it like that.
So last year when we did the photo shoot this time of year at that orange gym in Truganina. Yeah, I was like, that was the first time I had kind of held maintenance, because like when we started working together, it was a big recomp phase, lost a little bit of weight, like did all of that stuff, and I'd like held a maintenance, and I was like kind of uncomfortable. I was like fucking 59 kilos. But I was like kind of uncomfortable because I was like, oh, like I wasn't really cut for this photo shoot, but like I just showed up anyway.
I remember you saying that as well.
Yeah, and I was bloated because it was like the day before I got my period, and I was like, and then I got the photos, I was like, slay, whatever.
Yeah, jacked as fuck.
And then a year later, I've gained, so like I got to 64 kilos, which is the heaviest I've been in a while, like since having Parker. And for the photo shoot, it was timed because my birthday's at the end of January. So starting a cut was planned like the 3 months prior to that, including the breaks over Christmas, New Year. Okay. And I was like, fine. Like the cut started like a week before the photo shoot, but I was like, I had to like have a conversation with myself and be like, you're wearing a sports bra and shorts to this.
Yeah.
Whether you want to, whether you don't want to. Yep, your stomach's going to hang over the top of the compression of your shorts more. You are not going to have any visible abs. Like, you're not going to have any lines. Like, you're not going to have any of this that you were so used to having and maintaining at a healthy body weight for so long. But, like, just fucking accept that. And literally, like, I didn't give a fuck because, I mean, you guys didn't give a fuck. My clients didn't give a fuck.
No
and it's
cares.
like, literally no one cares. And like, I know that's rich coming from me because like it's still a controlled surplus and I still like kept things in check and I blah, 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 blah. Like I get that.
You still feel the way you feel though.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you just need to have the other chat with yourself.
The other voice.
It's
yeah.
not
It's gonna be all right, man.
It's it's experiencing and feeling those feelings, because I've never spoken to somebody, no matter how body confident they were, that those feelings still come up. It's just a matter of how they influence your actions.
Absolutely.
And if, you're getting these negative feelings towards the way you look or the way you feel in your clothes or whatever
it's
it
like
is.
affecting day-to-day stuff too.
If
It's a
it
big
affects your next meal and the amount you're eating in your next meal, or it affects the amount of cardio or output,
the mood you're in when you head out for a night out because you don't get to wear the outfit that you want or whatever.
How you
It's
treat
like,
or
your
if
friends
it's-
and
or-
partner and all that. Yeah.
and like it is completely changing your wardrobe because it's not that deep, like it's not that different. Like all of those things are like, cool, if you feel the thing and do it anyway, it does continue to build that stack of proof and that confidence within yourself, because I can almost guarantee you that no one's going to say anything.
yeah.
And not that anyone else's opinions matter, but it doesn't feed that narrative in your head like they think I look shit, or they're going to compare me to my last photo shoot, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that. It's all stories you tell yourself.
Yeah.
So it's just, like literally no one in the gym, like not that anyone knew you guys in the gym, but
Well, someone
no
did. Someone walked up to me.
slay.
Yeah. Like, Jason? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was blown away.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I love that.
Because I'm
remember
famous.
his name.
I'm famous.
Is it Mitch? Sorry, bro. I know you listen to the podcast.
Yeah. I'm famous.
Yeah.
Love
And
that.
approachable, obviously, you're not.
Approachable.
I spoke to him as well.
No, he
The
didn't speak to you.
guy from Shepparton.
No, he told me he didn't speak to you.
Yeah.
Just me.
He told you
Just me.
specifically. I didn't fucking talk to Ben. Fuck that guy.
But like,
It's like I was going to talk to Ben, but I'd rather talk to you.
fuck that other guy. No, but like, you guys ripped your shirt off. No one said anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken my shirt off in that gym so many times.
Yeah. No one said anything. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I
that's
think
good.
we all just, love this. Gentle body confidence chat. I'm going to share this with all my
everyone,
clients.
everyone getting a deep look into how twisted our minds are.
Yeah.
No, I think it's normalizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
That's true.
normalizing, yes, holding yourself to a standard, and your standard is ticking the boxes every day, regardless of how you feel. That's the standard that you hold yourself to.
Yeah.
Your strict, regimented lifestyle. You have a goal, you set it, you're going to get there. Done.
Yeah.
That's not without you having the self-doubt, being self-conscious,
Yeah.
and all of those things, but you still show up. You
Yeah,
still eat the
it's
food.
true.
You do the cardio. You do the thing. And at the end of it, you're going to increase your food. You're going to increase your body fat. And you're going to do all of those
Yeah.
things.
It's understanding there's necessary things to happen, right?
Correct.
And they
So
go both ways.
there's
Adding
challenges.
the weight and feeling uncomfortable to put the size and the progress, make the progress.
Yep.
And then it's also obviously going the other way to
Yeah.
peel the body fat off to see that progress being made.
Yep.
It's all discomfort.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a really important conversation to have for women and men, because at the end of the day, the inner monologue is all the same.
Mm.
And I think it's important for people to hear, because I'm sure that when these photos from the photo shoot come out, like Jace, I think it was yesterday, you posted that.
Yeah.
I really liked that post that you did about how uncomfortable you felt peak bulk last year.
Wow.
That was last May, I think. That was the
So
actually,
no, it was
the end of year one.
It was when we went to Goldie. Yeah, so it was like end of.
This year, March.
Oh yeah, it would have been March.
It was in
Yeah,
March.
so it was just after the hot cross bun diet, which
Yeah.
I was actually pushing the weight. So I
You
was
got hot cross
Yeah.
buns while we're there.
yeah. But yeah, like I
That's
was.
when I was peak weight management.
Yeah,
I
was
remember.
not
We
comfortable.
really need to tie this up so we're at the same.
always flipping and flopping. But yeah, I know. Yeah, that was not. I did not feel great that day, but I did it anyway.
But no one, I didn't, I look at
No, I
those
remember
photos.
Bridget was like, "Oh, big looks good on you."
Yeah.
That's what she said to me. I was like, "Oh, cool."
And-
Because I feel fucking terrible.
And that one compliment, I think this is another thing. You don't always want to compliment people on the way they look, but if they have a physical endeavor, that one compliment that Bridget said to you in March has stuck with you.
Yeah,
It's so nice
Yeah.
to,
I got that on Saturday after
Yeah.
we did the rows, and then we did the back poses, and for those that work with Jason or spent time with Jason, doesn't just throw him around,
no.
and he's just like,
Yeah.
"You look great, bro," and I was like, That's as strong as it comes from Jason. I was like, for the rest of the day, I'm fucking gone. It's fine. We're on from here.
Yeah.
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 So, but you were peak bulk, you knew what was coming, and it was just another necessary step in your journey.
Yeah. Do you think people don't, if they understood some of those feelings are normal for the pursuits that are necessary for their goals, do you think that sits better with them after that? Have you ever had a conversation with one of your girls and you're like, so you want to build your glutes, you want to build your delts, you want to build, more muscle in your back. we're going to have to push the calories, and there's going to be periods where like you're going to feel heavy, slow. You might smooth out a little bit, but if we don't go through those periods of feeling that way, we're not going to make the progress that we want.
Yeah.
And then obviously you want to give them the comfort of like, hey, we're not going to let this get away from you, because like
Correct.
you don't need to turn into like, Lee Priest in his off season where he puts on like 40 kilos or whatever. So you obviously giving them confidence like, hey, we're not going to let this get too far away from you, but you are going to need to understand that for us to make the progress that you want, that has to kind of happen to a degree. Like, is that something that
I definitely, I think it takes a lot more, like I'm a lot heavier on the setting the standard before entering any phase. Yeah. Whether it is a cut, whether it is, the holding phase, which I liked the holding maintenance phase, or the surplus, like setting that standard early, I think is really important. And I think that our clients don't pick us because we have like big social media followings or a big app or like this, that, the other. They pick us because they like us.
Yep.
And I think that sharing your own journey on that as well, and knowing how you feel about it, they feel more comfortable with it. Because I can't tell you, as a female that coaches females, how many of my clients are more comfortable gaining weight this year.
Yeah.
Because they've seen me and they're like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's normal.
It's normal. And setting the standard of not doing the thing where you're like, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah, you're not like, creating that self-fulfilling prophecy of like, all right, this is going to happen. So
this is going to be hard.
I'm going to be moody. I'm going to be this.
Correct. But telling them like it's, like you've spent your whole life, especially like, I'll say like, especially women, like you spend your whole life wanting a little bit like tiny little waist and like big glutes and blah, blah, blah. But in order to get what you want, your waist is going to have to get a little bit bigger, but proportionately to the rest of your body, it's actually not as bad as you think it's going to be. Yeah. Like you've done cut after cut. You've done all of these things and you've never found a point of complete satisfaction because the missing piece is doing this.
Spending a bit of time in a build.
Yeah, and, it's reassuring of the process. Like, I think people have this misconception that it's like, food goes up, food goes up, food goes up. But it's like, no, your food's probably going to hold for a really, really long time.
Like, you don't eat as much as you think.
No, and you're going to feel better. You're going to train better. And the pros far outweigh the cons of sizing up in your scrunch bum shorts.
Yeah.
Like, the pros far outweigh it. But, it's definitely an important conversation. And understanding the emotional effects of weight gain and taking away the stigma that weight gain equals bad.
Yeah. Yep. Just like for the people listening, like if I look at the girls particular, because this conversation is more targeted towards it, the ones that make the most progress in the last 18 months from my group are the ones that spent 10 to 13 months in a build. Yeah. Like 10 to 13 months.
Yeah.
Made ridiculous progress. But people only take notice once they do the cut.
Yeah.
And then they're like, holy fuck, where did this come from?
Yeah, from the diet. Yeah.
And it's like, well, this person walked around, 7 to 8 kilos heavier for a whole year and trained hard and felt great energy-wise. But obviously there would have been moments where they're like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. But we never let it get too far away, but it's still way smoother than what they would like. But then the flip side of that is once they do the diet, which everyone knows the diet part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to look the same, if you don't want to look the same the next time.
Everyone attributes the result, and that's where I think people get trapped with competing for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Everyone looks at the result is the prep or the cut or the last 6 weeks on the platform. You went from like pause squatting 80 kilos and you just squatted 140 on the platform. Like, I just want to do the powerlifting prep.
Yeah.
I want to do, you look fucking amazing on stage. I want to do the bodybuilding prep or the photo shoot or whatever. It's like, what about the work that went in?
Yep. The prep before
the 12
the prep.
months before that, that earned you the right to capitalize at the end.
Yeah.
It's an interesting observation.
The 12 weeks before the event is exposing the 12 months prior.
It's expression. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. that's all
Whether
it
it's
is.
strength or physique, it's
Correct.
an expression of the work done.
It's just showing you the work. Yeah, exposing what
Yeah.
you've done. And I say exposing because if you haven't done the work, then you're
Yeah,
going to look
you're
the
gonna
same.
get exposed.
Or your strength is going to not have increased or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because like I'm getting it now too. So once LJ was born, was like I'm watching my old powerlifting videos from when I was real big. Like fuck, my arms were so small, man. Like I was just torso.
Also,
So it was like going back physique style training because it'll work. Arms, chest. That's all I care about. Let's go.
yeah.
And now,
That's the ultimate, bro.
Yeah.
now everyone's like, fuck, man, like your shoulders, your chest, your whatever, like they've changed so much, and they mean in the cut.
Yeah.
And it's that same idea. It's like I only really dieted hard for 10 weeks.
Because you get to see once the chisel,
yeah,
once you chisel down.
out of 9 months, so that means I was putting on size for
Yeah.
what's that, 7 months, 6 to 7
You don't
months.
get to
that
see
was
if
the
it's working or
focus.
not.
That no one's going, fuck, like
Yeah,
that looks bigger, that looks whatever. It's like, but once you pull it in, like, oh wow, that happened.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to take a sidestep because, Jess, I have a question for you.
Oh.
So I had a client get a little bit upset because a male in the gym gave her a compliment or tried to, but did it in a way that made her feel uncomfortable. And she basically, she was on a leg extension, and this guy, was like, well, you don't need to use that leg extension. Look how big your quads are. And, you know, I think he called it, Quadzilla or something. So she ended up getting, super self-conscious about it. And it basically just ruined the rest of the day for it. She's like, oh, you know, is this the right thing for me? Should I be doing this? Rah, rah. And I was trying to say to her, it's men who don't know how to talk to the opposite sex.
Yeah.
So he was trying to give you a compliment, or he's just, feeling intimidated by you and feels it necessary to bring you down.
So from both sides. So from I guess from the male side, because obviously I'm very well equipped to talk about from the male perspective. No, I think he will probably assume that, which is, that's where everything fucks up when there's an assumption. He would assume that if you're in the gym training a certain muscle, whatever, it's your intention for that muscle to be bigger, or it's your intention for that to be more impressive, or whatever. So he feels as though the gym is a safe space to comment on the size of a muscle.
Possibly.
Right? Cool, you're training quads. Oh, fuck yeah. Look at those quads. Ha ha ha. You don't need to train those. I obviously don't know the tone in which he said it.
Neither.
But in the gym, he may feel as though that's a safe space to do it and make those comments about someone else's body. That's me being as nice as possible.
Yeah.
Right? That's me trying to see it from his perspective.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't think there's malice behind that in terms of
No. So my question is, how do you compliment someone in the gym?
Yeah.
How do you compliment a woman in the gym about her physique, though? Because it obviously wasn't received the way that he intended.
Yeah.
So then it's well, how do you make someone... there's a way to go around about a compliment. And if I wanted to walk up to a woman and say that her physique was impressive, I would fucking say that.
Yeah.
I'd be hey, just wanted to let you know that you look really fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's and I just admire someone who puts in the work.
Yeah.
And you just leave it there. You don't have to nitpick and, kind of label them a thing. And say you shouldn't do.
He
you
did it in
be
a back...
doing that. It's
yeah, it's you don't need to because they're already good enough. It's
he did it as a backhanded compliment. He insulted her for doing something and tried to compliment her. Why would you train those? They're already big.
Yeah. It's you can take it as oh, that was a compliment, but for her who's made we're pushing it. She's eating the most amount of calories she ever has, and she's feeling it, and her body weight's holding. So I'm a couple more weeks and we're gonna have to bump it again.
Up. Yeah.
And so she's feeling all of those things we just spoke about.
Yeah.
Slow, etc.
Yeah.
And then someone sits there and goes oh, they're too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be using them, irrespective of whether it's a compliment or not.
Yeah.
I feel there's a better way to compliment a woman.
100%.
I would 100%, if I were him and I could see someone training their quads and I wanted to talk to her, and evidently she trains hard and she's got good quads, obviously it was noteworthy for him to attempt to compliment them.
Yeah.
I can tell you've been training really hard. Your quads look sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel complimenting them on something that it's the effort, because when you compliment someone's physique, you're like, I know what it goes into looking like that.
Yeah.
You're doing an incredible job. I can admire what you've done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? You're not being like, damn, that fucking ass.
Yeah.
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, I know what goes into growing a set of glutes.
Yeah.
You've worked for that. Like,
Yeah. And
well done.
I ain't walking into the gym telling the bro, like, hey, man, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's, yeah.
It's like
Imagine saying that to a bloke.
Mm.
Like, you like, stop doing that, bro. They're too big.
I
Like,
think there are people that
weird.
struggle with
it's like
the vulnerability of a comment of
Like, the reason why they're big is because I do this.
if you train like me, you could have big quads too.
There are people that struggle with the vulnerability of a compliment.
Yeah.
So they do give them that way, even to their friends.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
they just like don't. To be able to just say a nice thing is like
Doesn't sit
uncomfortable.
right. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
heaps of men that are like that. It happens a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but I just think like fuck, this is so rank. Complimenting the quad, like it's almost like body part specific too. Like when you said about the like your ass looks great. It's like I think that zone is just like off limits for a male. Like I would never be like great glutes.
Well,
No,
Like-
I would if someone
oh, bro.
if if someone said that to me in the gym, my head would be on a fucking swivel, like flicking around.
Yeah, it's like, how often are you looking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I
even
think
my
it's-
clients
Doing
check-ins,
RDLs against the wall and shit.
even my clients check-ins is usually like lower body's coming up. Like you can see obviously a bit of growth in the leg.
Oh, no, I got no
glutes are
chill.
up,
I'm like, fuck, your legs look fucking sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not just like
But they're
look at your
asking-
glutes. You
Oh,
know what
no.
I mean?
No,
Like
no,
you've
no.
got the whole.
As a bodybuilder, though, like a bodybuilding coach, like there's just a certain type of language because, like, there has been times that I'm like, "Fuck, man, look at your glutes." I'm like, "Look how this ties into here." And
Yeah.
like, so it's a different,
different.
but it's just objective. You know what I
Agreed.
mean? Like it's totally different
Yeah.
world. We're looking
So
at detail. You know?
I think the quads you could probably get away with to identify the body part and go with looks great, is impressive, or whatever. I got called out. We talked about it on the podcast. I got called out with Loz once. We were training together. I was like,
Henched.
"Fuck, you look so jacked,"
Yeah.
or like henched or
It
something
was
like
hinged.
that.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yeah.
"If you had said that to me a year ago, I would have like burst into
Well,
tears."
I think
I was like, "Ooh, okay." Like I just thought we're in this space and that
the
works
yeah,
for
but then I
everyone.
think we said the word to use is impressive. So
yeah.
then the girl said, if you said impressive, it kind of just gives them. There's no. Because like henched is a word that like could mean
has
multiple
a connotation, right?
negative
Men
connotation.
look at it and go,
Yeah.
like, if you said that to me, I'm like, fuck, I've made it. Where the girls are like, hang on, do I look like a man?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
where impressive is just like, oh, okay, that person
Yeah.
thinks that I'm exceptional above
Yeah.
others and or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
I
but
would-
I like that you're training really hard and your quads look
Well,
great.
I think as a
Hmm.
blanket statement for any like person wanting, because I think the gym is a great place to approach somebody and
I think
meet
the
somebody.
gym's a great place.
Yeah.
Also, the gym's also the perfect place to give someone a compliment because it is where they spend a lot of their time working on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is nice to just be like, I see you working really hard. It's great to watch.
Okay, this is exactly what I was going to say. Because I've obviously thought about this a lot as someone that's been on the end of weird compliments, like the guy that read my shirt while I was benching and like all this weird
Yeah, I was
stuff.
thinking about that this morning when I wrote the question. I was like, I can't wait to relive that story. Weirdo.
Yeah. And
Remember the pushback online? Like someone was like, oh, what? He's not allowed to say you like bands. And then Tam's like in the middle of a bench press. No.
Yeah.
Sorry for anyone that hadn't listened
How
to
is that even a rebuttal? Like,
literally. So anyone that hadn't listened to the podcast, it might have been like a year old now.
Yeah.
I was wearing a shirt and the top was really hard to read, but it says Sauron. If you don't know what that is, then we can't
be friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was bench pressing, so I was laying down and a man came over the top of my bench press, so I'm laying flat and upside down I see his head come over. You know the scene in White Chicks?
Yeah.
Wouldn't want you to melt white chocolate. Just like his head comes over the top and he looks at me and he was like, what does that t-shirt say? Like, what band is that? Is it a band name? So I was in the middle of a bench press. So inappropriate. Wait, not as bad. I relived this a couple days ago when I was like telling the story to Matt. I last year, literally a year ago, I was sitting on the leg extension, so my back was covered by the thing, and a guy asked me if he could take a photo of my back tattoo.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Of my
man.
back tattoo, and then when I said, "Oh, probably not," just like Google symmetrical snake tattoos, like that's what I did to get the tattoo design. And then he tried taking a photo anyway, and he was like, "Well, I'm damned if I ask and I'm damned if I don't." I'm like, don't take the fucking photo. And all credit to the gym that I train at. They found him.
Like, I'm damned if I ask him, I'm damned if I not. It's like, no, you asked and the answer was no.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, it doesn't mean you
should have asked for forgiveness rather than permission, bro.
Literally.
Should have just taken it.
And
No, I'm
the-
kidding.
Wild.
Don't do that.
But I think that the general, like, a way that I would feel comfortable being complimented by anybody in the gym is if they associated my progression, even if it was physical, with effort.
Yeah.
So if you are saying, like, even if you want to say, like, her glutes look good, or even if you want to say, because a lot of girls are self-conscious about their arms. Like, if a guy compliments me on my arms, I'm going to be like, thank you so much. Do you want to buy my ebook? Because let me teach you how to do a bicep curl. But, like, I think if you say, like, you've obviously been working really hard. Like, you're looking great.
That's it.
You can even say looking great or whatever,
Absolutely.
but it's a matter of
long as-
leaving it there and not not having the expectation on the woman to continue the conversation. Because when a stranger compliments you, you can say thank you. But there's a lot of anxiety as a female as like to where that's going to go next. Because it's
course,
like, I don't really want to talk to you. Like, a compliment's lovely, but I don't necessarily want this to continue.
Yeah. And
so
how many other people have tried to make the compliment and it's not genuine?
Come off well.
There's maybe like an ulterior motive too.
Correct.
And it hasn't gone well for them. So then, we've talked about sometimes we're like, hey, we just like to look at impressive physiques and watch their technique.
That's it.
And they're just like, oh, these like creepy guys like talking to me and shit. It's like, man, I'm married and very happy. Like, you can chill on that side. Like, I'm just a personal trainer who can,
Likes training.
appreciate
Yeah.
someone who moves well and someone who works really hard.
Yeah.
And as a female, you hear that and you're like, I know so many coaches that have been inappropriate with their clients, and you just don't trust anyone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You don't trust.
It's hard.
So I think it's like
for the
compliment.
small minority that don't do it, it's like we're already on the back foot.
Correct.
So that's why sometimes I don't even bother approaching people to fix their form and shit. I'm
No.
like, they already think like,
Not now. If I've worked in the gym, sure.
they're
but
already
now,
like,
I'm like,
this
nah.
guy's got like the rest of them. So I'm just like, like you can, snap your vertebrae, unfortunately.
Compliment the physique based on the effort that is required to get that result.
Yeah.
Don't expect the conversation to continue after that, and don't deliberately seek her out.
Yeah.
Don't V-line across the gym to go and talk to her, because that is fucking threatening. Like, if someone is V-lining across the gym, you see it happen. In passing, like, I've had people that I train with regularly, like, at the same time as, and they'll be like, saw your squats before, like, they look fucking sick. Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like, you've been working really hard. Go. Fist bump. Keep walking.
Yep.
And, like, those compliments sit with you, and you're just like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But when
that feels like you're in a gym that's a community and other people are helping at like part of the thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. When it's just like, this looks good. That's like, that's hitting on someone.
I think I can't remember when it was, maybe like at the start of the year, I was like deadlifting, and like I was deadlifting next to someone, and like in between sets, like they just like kept initiating conversation. But you can't really go anywhere. You got your headphones in and you're like, ha ha ha, and you just like try to ignore it, but you're both sitting there at the same time. It's like, some people obviously aren't as good at reading social cues, but that's why I think it's like, just try and initiate conversation once, and I promise you, if she wants to talk, she will continue the conversation.
Yeah.
So,
And that's kind of it. Just compliment and leave it there and move on.
two things. One, it doesn't come with the same weight because what happens next isn't part of it.
Yeah.
But I think women compliment men just as poorly. It's just the threat afterwards isn't there.
Yeah.
I got one the other day that was like, oh man, like are you still dieting? Like there's nothing left of you.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm gonna go cry. But again, there's no threat that she's gonna fucking follow me to the car park. Like it's fine. Next thing, you said that the gym is an okay place to approach people. So I've seen there's like a situationship happening in my gym right now.
Oh, I love the drama.
Fucking amazing. It's so much fun. Every time we walk in, we're like, what's going on? What are you doing over there? So this guy's like puppy dogging this girl like, it's hilarious. I've never seen this dude do cardio ever.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, every damn day on the Stairmaster next to this girl. I'm like,
No way.
They leave at the same time. It's fucking funny. And then I overheard conversation of like, oh no, like he gave me the ick on the weekend. And then like, all right, so we get to watch the dynamic for the next 3 days and see. Yeah. Dating in the gym.
Yeah.
Trying to pursue someone.
Yeah.
I think your situation's different. Being in the gym, trying to like, I'm going to train with you, because I had this happen with one of my clients as well. Worked in on a bench press once. That turned into a full session. That turned into just like fucking creeping around the posing room and inappropriate DMs and all that kind of shit. How sketchy. See someone in the gym, you like them, approach them. Like, for mine, I'm just like, if I was trying to pick someone up that I went to the gym with, it would still just be like, hey, how are ya? Talk to you later. I'm going to train.
100%. You have to build trust.
Yeah.
You have to build.
It's like, we train together now because I said so. It's so fucking weird.
I would
No.
never train with you. You just hold me back.
if a guy like,
But most guys, young guys, are going to the gym
To pick up.
to look away so they can pick up women.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So if they have an
Yeah.
opportunity to be at the gym to pick up women,
I get it. No, I'm kidding. It's just a throwaway joke.
I think like, obviously, because like, I say this as well, like, even when a guy compliments you, even if you don't like love it, fair, I have like ripped the heads off men before. I have like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, there's
but
a
like,
time where you wouldn't have, though.
Oh yeah, I was terrified of
Yeah,
men
and
for a
that's
really
for
long period of
most
time.
women,
And
not-
so
they don't
having-
have the confidence that you have to do
Having
that.
been there, and like, I've kind of come full circle now where I'm at the thing where if something's inappropriate,
Yeah, it's
I'm being like, your mates aren't going to tell you that was fucked, but I'm going to tell you that that's not the fucking way you speak to me. Like,
Yeah.
women or me or whatever. Like, that's
Yeah.
not okay.
It doesn't fly.
But if a guy's like innocently trying to, like, if a guy's like trying to compliment me or trying to start a conversation, I try to be like nice about it and leave it there, because I don't want him to not approach a woman in the future. Because like, the gym's a really nice place to meet somebody, because you either meet them at work or the gym. What else do we fucking do?
yeah.
Good on you.
Right,
That's
but-
a
I
nice
like
way
that.
of thinking
Yeah.
about it.
You
'cause-
don't want to shoot someone down to the point where you ruin their if they're an arrogant prick. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
delivery is everything.
Literally,
right?
I will embarrass you so you don't show your face anywhere near me,
Yeah,
and
'cause
you'll
you-
look
yeah.
at the floor when you walk past me. Muscle City. And it's like,
You can't use names.
and it's, yeah, I think it's like, you can kind of tell the intention, but 100%, whether it's a compliment, whether you want more from her, whether whether you're really keen or whatever, don't force conversation.
Yeah.
Just a little bit here and there. Like,
Yeah.
hey, how are you? Good, cool. Not deliberately, V-lining to go and talk to
following
them. And
around and shit.
even though it's obviously on purpose, you're trying to make eye contact and you're trying to do those things. Like, lovely, cute. You should be able to gauge by that.
Yeah.
Enough small interactions, you should be able to gauge whether she's interested or
I
not.
think you said it really easily, like well before. You just said how they interact back is you'll get a good idea of
Correct.
Yeah.
whether you want to keep going or not.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
just keep the conversation going. If they don't want to keep the conversation going, it's over.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't force that
I think-
interaction any further. Like,
I think these situations are like the next step.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously they showed enough.
Yeah.
That you were like, that the guy was like, oh, sweet. Like,
Yeah.
this is the thing.
yeah.
But then all of a sudden it's like, this
Yeah.
fucking
I just-
dude is at every corner.
yeah, I wonder, especially if it's like those younger people, because like those in face-to-face interactions don't happen too much.
Yeah.
That like even just responding back normally,
Yeah.
they
There's-
get the wrong idea, and like men are more likely to think a girl's interested in them
Yeah.
when they're not.
It's a
like, It's way
safety-
higher. So then you're like someone who doesn't engage with
Yeah.
people in general enough, and then they already think
Yeah.
that the chances are it's highly likely they think that they like them back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That obviously leads
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
This-
some really awkward
I've,
situations.
I've had people come and train at the gym and I'm like, that's our Jess. Like this girl that I'm talking about. It's like, she's in shape. She's super bubbly. She talks to everyone. She's super friendly. She doesn't have, I don't think she would have the directness that you have, let's call it. To
I'm
be like,
old.
fucking leave me alone.
Give her 5 years.
But very similar demeanor wise. And it's just interesting to, like, everyone gravitates to her. Men and women in the gym gravitate to talk to this girl. And she's forever fucking taking her headphones and stuff off. It's hilarious. I just watch everything that happens. It's my favorite. Small town, small gym. It's the best.
Yeah.
I think it's like I've stopped as I've gotten like the last couple of years where I've gotten more confident within myself and what I want and my expectations of how I'm going to be treated by other people and whatever. I don't get approached as much.
Yeah.
But I think that like I fuck up. I know that it sounds really bad when I say it. Like I fuck up when I make eye contact with a guy because like I smile all the fucking time. And like as soon as I make eye contact, I'm like, oh, I fucked up. And then they're at the drinking tap later and you're like, hey, what's up? Like, and it's just like, and like now that I train a lot with Matt, it's great. Obviously I don't get approached, but like,
Neither.
It's the, for different reasons. But like, if I'm walking in front of him and he's walking a little bit further behind me, he can see like I just blank face when I walk through the gym. As someone that's always smiling, I am self-aware enough that I will not smile just walking through the gym because it always leads to a conversation with a man whenever I smile at them because not a lot of people smile at people.
That's why I'm an asshole in the gym.
And as soon as I see a girl, I don't just smile. I give her like an open mouth, like, like go out of my way to make her know that I've smiled at her. And he'll notice like the interactions, like people looking at me. He's like, oh, she smiled at you. I was like, yeah, because I smiled at her. Like you go out of your way. And it's like, for me, it's like a self-awareness and a body language thing. But a lot of girls like to protect the feelings of guys. So they just continue to stay polite. And then the guy's like, It's like the typical, like, the stripper wants me. She told me her real name.
Yeah.
But, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, or the waitress wants me and she smiled when she gave you your drink.
She just wants a tip, bro.
Right? Yeah. So it's like.
Don't ruin it for us. That's our favourite thing.
What, when she calls you big boy or champ?
It's just like us debating, like, which one the waitress wants to talk to the most. It's usually very clear just by ethnicity.
It's the funnest game.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It's definitely the funnest game to play.
And then she goes home and doesn't remember.
Correct. 100%.
But
and we talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, slay. But yeah, so it's like, it's hard because it's like, you want to be polite back. Yeah. But then he's like, oh, she was polite, so I need to talk to her. Yeah. But following her and doing the same machine she's doing, or inviting yourself.
Fucking weirdo, man.
I think if you just do
your own workout.
I think if a guy just like saw it from, if another male approached me and was like, I'm working in with you. It's like, that's a threatening aura. Like that is, you don't really want that. You're going to fuck up my workout. I don't really know you. We have to create small talk. But they don't really think of that when they're like, well, this isn't because I want to be friends. Like, I obviously want to talk to her. We've got the same interests. And it goes from there.
Yep.
And we had like, I don't know. It's so nuanced, but just compliment her based on how hard she's trying. Leave it there. Just smile. Yeah. Just say hi. And if the highs turn into more and she's initiating conversation with you, then great. You have to make yourself feel not threatening to her.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think on like the two situations that I mentioned, make your goal to get a date outside the gym. Don't make the gym the date every day.
Yeah.
So go and train and be like, hey, do you want to hang out on Friday?
Yeah.
And go from there. Not just like,
correct.
We train together now.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like, she was going to the gym before you, bro. Let her keep going to the gym.
Yeah.
You keep going to the gym and then be like, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to take you out.
Yeah.
And if she says no, leave her the fuck alone.
That's it.
I have a question now. Okay. We kind of had it randomly.
We have 6 minutes.
Yeah, it shouldn't be long. We kind of had a bit of a random chat about it this week. But you see the girl that so hypothetically, you're both men in their early 20s that are single.
I remember those days. Oh, I wasn't single, but I remember those days.
And a girl that has taken, your interest in the gym, has tagged the gym in her Instagram stories, and the gym has reposted her on their Instagram stories.
And you see it.
Yep. And it's on your gym's story.
All right. Yeah.
Yep. So you see her in the gym. You didn't really know her name. You haven't really spoken to her.
Cool.
But you see her up on their story, so now you know who she is.
Of course.
Following her, is that okay?
Look, anyone can follow anyone on Instagram.
Cool.
I think so.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
If you post and tag the gym.
Yeah, and if you have a public. I was going to say, if you tag yourself to a public business and the business shares it, that's your green light for anyone to see that to follow you.
Yeah.
My brother, Matthew. There you go. There's your answer.
Go follow her, bro. Follow her, bro. Go get a king.
Perfectly allowed.
Go get a king. Just don't be a fucking creep
Yeah,
about it.
just don't open with a creepy fucking meme.
Yeah, and don't go liking her fucking photos from like
20 of them or something.
Yeah, 20 of them from like 2 years ago.
Yeah, have a couple of girls that have like collabed me in posts consecutively over like 6 days.
And you see all the guys that like.
Both are single. I'm just like, bruh, I know how old that is. Stop it. Just send a fucking message.
Yeah, that's like a recent photo, send a message. Stop being a weirdo.
Yeah. I think that's also a good way to kind of gauge if she follows you back. Is a good way to gauge as to whether she's approachable in the gym.
Yeah.
That's probably the nice. If she doesn't follow you back, she
What
obviously sees.
What do you think? Roles reversed.
Yep.
Girl follows you.
Yep.
Not at all. I know she has a partner. She knows I'm married. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Not, and the age gap's weird. Follows me. Someone follows you from the gym.
Yep.
Won't look at you. Won't talk to
Oh,
you.
that happens all the time, bro.
Can I tell you?
I find that it's the most weird thing
Wait.
to.
That happens all the time.
Let me give you some context. So followed me ages ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I've never really spoken to her in the
Friend.
gym, but shredded. And it was just one of those ones that's like, you're like fucking 20.
Yeah.
I'm 35 and the meathead of the gym. I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
So she followed me. I was like, oh, that means I can say hello next time I'm in the gym. And just averted eye contact like mad. 2 weeks ago, we were training on the same machine next to each other. Sorry, not on the same, like next to each other machines. I was actually training with Mads. Open my phone 5 minutes later. Have a like on one of my posts on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah.
But didn't say hello.
Okay.
That's
It's like, what is happening?
no,
I did
that's
something about
being
that.
under 25 years old, bro. That's how they do it.
What is happening?
So
That's how it works, bro.
a girl that is my age, that I trained at the gym at the same time as all the time, I would always say hi, and she would be like, and look away. I'm like, okay, so you hate me. Like, whatever. I'm going to keep saying hi because you're a female in the gym, and I'm going to always be nice to every female in every gym
you don't
ever.
want to be that bitch.
Exactly right. And
That bitch.
we followed each other. We know each other's names. Anyway, she's replied to stories. Doesn't talk to me in person. Doesn't acknowledge me in person. I am walking on the treadmill and she is 3 treadmills away from me. As I am walking on the treadmill, while she's three away, after ignoring me in the gym, she likes my story. You know what I did? So are you going to say hi?
Yeah.
I cannot do that
And I unfollowed
to
her.
this poor 20-year-old
And I
girl.
unfollowed her. And I was like, and she looked at me. She's like, oh, nah. And I was like, okay, cool. You might be socially awkward. I don't give a fuck. There's being rude.
Yeah, socially awkward.
Because she
is-
couldn't even say hi. She
Yeah.
would turn her body the other way. I'm like, you make me look like a fuckwit.
Yeah.
Don't like
Maybe-
my fucking story.
Maybe like
It was the most
you
aggressive.
just- maybe just it's just impressive, and the information on the Instagram is something for them to follow, but they're too socially awkward to actually engage with the person.
You're a business, not a person.
Yeah,
Your
I get-
personal
And
brand.
maybe like because it's easy to sit there. So they go the whole compliment thing again, right? It's easier to just hit that heart button,
Of course.
and double tap.
Yeah.
Then walk up to someone who you don't know
Yeah.
and go, like, I really like.
No, like I just like want eye contact, bro.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
So I was
and
thinking,
it is the under 25.
But maybe she likes the results you get, who you work with, and the content, or maybe like everything.
which I get
But
it.
the person,
I get it.
It's the person. It's like nah.
I feel
And
like in that scenario though, you just have to ghost. Like you can't interact.
Well, she might be
Like
looking
the
at it.
follow and then don't speak to me. Like you just want to watch what's going on. It's fine. But like the liking my
flip
post
side of
while
it-
you're standing next to me, man, is fucking weird.
So let's say then every person who follows you in the gym that you go to, like you have to speak to them. Is that what you want?
I would say hello to everyone.
Yeah.
That if I've interacted with them online, I would say hello.
So
I say hello to everyone.
So they follow you.
Change, man.
So they follow you though, and then you're like, well, I have to speak to them. Is that what you? Because people follow me in my gym, and I'm like, I'm not going to speak to you
Well, being
I would be
because I wouldn't
I'd be leaning into like, oh, I'm not looking for a conversation.
So you'd be more likely to just smile and say hello, though.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so like,
That's fair.
I was on
I
the
would do
leg
that.
extension the other day, which is viewable from the door.
Mm.
Someone opened the door, so I looked up. She was looking dead at me, saw that I was looking, and just looked at the ground. And I was like, we have interacted.
But it goes, okay,
This is
I'm trying
weird.
to,
I talk to your boyfriend every day.
I'm trying to be the devil's advocate now. Young 20-year-old girl might be like, I liked this business post because the post she likes matters. If she's liking a
That's what I mean.
selfie of you, so she likes your business
that would be
post,
weird.
and now she's like, oh my God, imagine following a trainer to get information and now he thinks he can talk to me and he's going to try poach me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say,
fair.
she might have just liked a result you got with someone that they kind of connect with.
I want to go find what the poster was now.
Yeah, it'd be funny if it's like a picture of, just
my
you out,
side chest.
you out in the weekend or something. Like, it's like, oh, it'll be weird then.
But yeah, I would say that's why. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't want this man to think that he can start talking to me just because I follow him because it's not that deep, bro.
Yeah, because the other motive, I didn't think of the motive being like trying to steal her.
Yeah.
For a client.
Yeah. Because
Because it's like, how many times has that happened to her already?
Which I would 100% do.
yeah, and she knows
Don't poach. It's all right.
you start
But
talking
if
about
you ever leave
training.
your coach, you know,
Yeah.
All right, Tam's going to yell at us.
All right, we should wrap that up.
That was a really good chat.
Yeah, it went so fast. So I got through.
I was going to say none of the notes.
We got through 2 parts, which was photoshoot review and the first question.
Sweet. Go team.
Yeah.
Well done.
Go, Jess.
Jess is in the house. It's
Yeah.
best when Jess comes because then
Yeah.
you can just use the same questions next week, unless you made them specifically for her. Then
Yeah.
That's a problem.
But no, well, somewhere, but not in general. So we can use them for next week. No, totally fine. All right, guys, perfect opportunity to hit that follow or that subscribe button on whatever platform you're on. Don't forget to share the podcast, get it out to other people just like yourself. Get your copy of the Fat Loss Cheat Sheet on the website. Everything you need to know to stay and get shredded. Coaching spots are open for the team. Don't wait till next year. People who get the best results are the ones that take action right now. So get in an application and let's get started ASAP. All right, see you next time.